Hey guys, how's it going? Retro Dave back with another video, and today we are in the game room and it is sort of a comeback for 2026, dare I say that? Yeah, so kind of following on from my previous sort of videos about the whole work thing. I'm not going to go on too much about that, but yeah, that's all good. I feel a lot happier. Yeah, as I said in my previous video, and I thank you to everyone that reached out and left a comment on that. So all is well with that. And kind of what's been happening the last few months, as I've started to, pick up and feel a bit better. I've got right back into my console gaming again. I sold, basically my previous collection off, and that was really to part fund the pinball machines that I've got behind me and towards my car. So I kind of went down the route of keeping the consoles and using Everdrives. So I've got an American NES, an American Super NES, an American Sega Genesis, and I've got a Game Boy, and I've got Everdrives for all of them. But what I'll do is and this is what happened with my Jammer Cab that I had before, where I had like a Raspberry Pi with everything on it. It got to the point of almost like decision paralysis. You kind of look at a list, whether it be the Everdrive or the arcade or whatever, and you just kind of scroll through and you kind of think, oh yeah, click on that, play it, and then you die, or you lose a life, or you have a shit start, and just reset it and play something else. And that's basically what I've been doing. Now, not entirely, because I have been playing the games, but I haven't been really invested in playing the games, if that makes sense. I found when I actually had the games before, when I played them, I actually played them, and invested in playing them. Whereas it's not so easy as to reset and load another game up from a list, and then you feel being past loads of stuff on the list that's no good, or you're not interested in, or you're not heard of. So I kind of thought, well, if I just kind of got myself the games that I want to play, that I grew up with, that were my previous, let's say, the games I grew up with myself, games I rented, played at a friend's house, games that I would have wanted back in the day but never saw. I saw in magazines but never saw in the shops and stuff like that. Games that I would have liked, which I'll come into a bit more later on. So that's kind of what I've started doing. But I'm doing I don't want to say collection, it sort of is a collection, but it's not a collection, if that makes sense. I'm not doing anything like I was before. I'm not buying mint, box complete, pristine games. I'm not doing that, power games, I'm not doing it. For me, I just want the game, as cheap as I can get it, as long as the cartridge is in good condition. That's what I'm after, just the cartridges. So my plan is to focus on the NES and the SNES, primarily, getting the games that I want to play. And basically, I don't play any modern games. I've got Xbox 360, which I used to play years ago, which I don't play anymore. And I just find myself playing the same games on the NES, the SNES, the Genesis and Game Boy, basically the same stuff. And I'm cool with that. I don't care about the new stuff that's coming out. I haven't got the time to play these modern games that are 80 hours long or whatever. I'm quite happy having a quick fix for a half hour, a couple of hours over a weekend, and beating it, or playing through my favourite games again and again. I just enjoy that. So I just want to curate a selection of games that are my favourite games from back in the day that I will probably play for the rest of my life. That's how I'm seeing this. I just want to get a selection of games that I can pick up, play in the console, and play it and enjoy it, and not rifle through lists of umpteen games that I don't know what they are, or I don't really care for. I'll try it and then kind of, this is okay, reset. That's what I'm trying to step away from. And I did it with the Jammer arcade machine. I got rid of that because even though I had umpteen games on there, I don't even know for whatever, I played the same half a dozen games all the time. I'm rambling on about the same thing. So yeah, going back to console stuff, I'm back in it to a point. So I'm doing it for me, I'm doing it to play the games, and this is the thing, guys, I'm actually playing the games now. I'm kind of like in my head thinking like a bite and beat it sort of series. Not sure whether I'm going to be recording gameplay and everything. It's rare that I get the house to myself to do the videos and not have to do stuff. But in my head, I'm buying a game and I'm playing through it as best I can and trying to beat it. So there's not every game I've beaten, but my plan is to work my way through them and beat them all. That's my idea of actually getting the game and enjoying it and playing it right through. So that's where we are. And today we are starting off with the NES editions. So these are NES pickups or whatever you want to call it, which I've acquired over the last few months. We've got, I think, 10 odd roughly in front of me, and we kind of I'll give you a little bit of backstory about each one quickly, and let you know if I beat it or not, because obviously we're like in start of January. What is it, like the 6th of January? So I've been getting these the last couple of months and playing through them, and I'll let you know how far I've got if I beat it. So first up, first game is the Batman on the NES. So Batman is the first game that I ever rented as a kid. So there's the second, other than Mario and Duck Hunt that came with the action set that I got. Batman's the first game I ever rented, and it was, I mean, so cool. Like the graphics and the sound, like compared to Mario, you know, Duck Hunt, it's like next level. I couldn't believe like how cool it was. The platforming's awesome, the graphics are awesome, the sound's awesome. And I was speaking to my mate Duncan. I'm not sure if Duncan will be watching this, he might. And he used to do YouTube. He's done his Golden Age gamer. I'm not sure if he's still got an account. But I was speaking to Duncan about this a couple of weeks ago, when he came over. And I told him that when we used to rent games as a kid, he used to record like me playing them, like before I gave them back, like the day before I gave them back, or that morning. So you'd rent a game like on a Saturday when we used to go into town, and you'd have to give it back the following Saturday. So either the Friday after school or the Saturday morning, I'd record myself playing the games that we rented, just so I could like listen to it back. I know it sounds weird, and I thought I was like the only person that did that. And I told Duncan about it when he came over, and he said he did exactly the same thing. So maybe it's not, maybe I'm not the only one after all. Maybe it's just me and him. But if anyone else did something similar, feel free to comment. But yeah, I used to kind of like think, oh, just to like remember playing that game, like I'd listen to me playing it back. Anyway, sounds bizarre, but that's what I did when I was about seven or 8 years old. So Batman is the first edition. I've kind of got this in some sort of order to kind of help me go through it. So I don't know. So after we gave Batman back, I remember specifically at that point, there was this game, which is Donkey Kong Classics. Now, we went into the shop. It's like an indoor market in the town that I lived in at the time. We gave Batman back, and then my dad saw Donkey Kong Classics. It was boxed. It was proper beaten up, the box. But it was one they were selling it, so I'm presuming that they'd rented it loads and no one else was renting it, or I don't know. I remember seeing it on the shelf. It was like £12.99 or something, 12 quid. And my dad bought it, and that was like a rare occasion, you know, for having games bought like ad hoc if it wasn't birthday or Christmas. So you can imagine like the excitement of coming home with a game to keep this time. So that game was Donkey Kong Classics, and that's the first time I ever played Donkey Kong Jr., and that's where like my love and obsession came from with those games, just playing it on the NES. Like, when I obviously got this, it was a game that I played, you know, a hell of a lot. And just the artwork, everything about it is proper nostalgic. The orange artwork and that, and Mario the Hammer, so cool. So I remember getting that ex-rental from the rental place. And then on the subject of rentals, we also rented Mario 2. Obviously Mario 2 is just awesome, the artwork's awesome. You know, everyone on YouTube has probably played Mario 2 and all these games, but I'm just giving you like my own personal what's the word, attachment to the game, like my memories of the game. So rented Mario 2, obviously friends of Mario 2, and such a good game. Beaten it, you know, many times, and that's the point. I've not beaten Batman. I've done it with a Game Genie, but not done it legit, you know, without cheating, if you like. Obviously with Donkey Kong Classics, I've never beaten that either. Obviously you kind of go through levels, but it loops over and over and over. So can you beat it? Maybe, I don't know. So obviously I need to play those through. Beat it Mario 2 without a Game Genie, just played it through. Beaten it loads of times. Such a good game. Such a good game. I think the last one in the pile of the rentals is Iron Man Stewart's Super Off-Road. So I was obsessed with like car games, anything driving back in the day. I remember seeing this on the shelf, like these monster trucks. Well, not monster trucks, but Jeeps. And this is such a cool game. Obviously, it's really basic by today's standards, but such a classic. Never played the arcade back in the day. I don't recall seeing one, but this is what I played on the NES, which you rented back in the day. And yeah, really cool game. I played this the other night, and I got to race 40 or 41. And that's about half. I think it's just under halfway. I had to Google how many races there were. I think it's like 99 or 100. It's something like that. So just under halfway, and I got ranked out. So need to have another bash at this. But yeah, Super Off-Road, really fun game. So next up is Diggity Rock. So this is a game I got for Christmas. Probably maybe 1992. So yeah, I think Christmas '92. I've got this game and the next game I'm going to show you in a minute. This is Diggity Rock Legend of the Lost City. Brilliant little platformer. Beaten it loads of times. Back in the day, I obviously played it and beat it. And I could just run through it. Like I got to a point where I could just run through it. I knew the way out and where all the items were. And I just sussed it out. And I'd go to my friends and I'd say, have you beaten that yet? They're like, no. And I could just whiz through it and get to the end, and I just really enjoyed playing it through. And then part of me obviously got, you know, grew up and I haven't played it for a long time, and I'd forgotten like where to go. Like I think you get level like first level just like you're over in like 30 seconds. Second level bit longer. I think I could get to like the second or third level like consistently, and then not remember where to go after that. So I was hammering this before Christmas. When Duncan came over, actually, we were playing this, and didn't beat it at the time, but I persevered at it and went through it and replayed it over and over again until I beat it. So I've managed to beat this one about, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks ago, potentially. I can't remember, about a month ago, before Christmas anyway. Quality little platformer. If you haven't played it, definitely give it a bash. So that same Christmas, if I remember correctly, I got Bionic Commando. Now obviously this is the American version, it's not the same label, but it's the same game. So Bionic Commando, absolutely awesome platformer. Again, I'm sure most of you probably played it, but it's such a cool game. And I never beat it as a kid. I remember getting really far, or the furthest I'd ever gotten at one stage. And it was like my dad's like, oh, you got to go to bed, turn it off. I was like, please, like, I need to finish it. I've got as far as I can get, like, maybe turn it off. So I was gutted. So I'd got really far, and I knew it was like bedtime. And this is my vivid memory of me playing this game, and just that kind of like that pain of like having to fucking turn the console off because I wasn't able to keep it on. I was so devastated, honestly. I never got that far over again. I can't remember where it was in the game, but I knew I was like as furthest I'd ever been. And just to press the power button and turn it off like killed me. But that's like the only vivid memory I've really got of this game at home. And this is a game my cousin used to have. If you go visit my cousins, and we'll come on to games. There's another game in this list that he had as well. So I used to play this at my cousin's house. That's where I first got introduced to it. And loved it. Yeah, such a brilliant game. And again, I actually beat this. This must be a couple, 2-3 months ago, maybe. And that's the first time I ever did it. And just persevered. No cheats. I haven't even got a Game Genie. But I managed to play through it and stick at it until I beat it. And there's a part in level. Is it the second level, or is it the halfway through the first level? When you kind of go inside and go down the lift, and when you have to go left to work your way out, there's a certain area there where you can obviously the enemies keep respawning, and you can kind of basically just like farm like health, like bullets from the enemies, and build up your life bar for about, I don't know, 20 minutes. And you can max out your life bar and play the game that way. And that's what I did to beat the game. Back in the day, you just don't even think about doing that when you're young. You just kind of want to keep going. So I found a little area there where I could like farm my lives, and that's how I beat the game. So wicked game, love it. If you haven't played it, definitely check it out. Another game I used to play with my cousins is Kung Fu. Brutally hard, again, as a kid, found it really hard. I have beaten it. So Kung Fu, hard back in the day, never could beat it back in the day, but I've beaten it, recently and, previously. I haven't beaten the World B, like the harder levels. I've only beaten it on A, like the easier levels. So I probably should go back and really try and do the hard levels. But yeah, quality, classic game. Very simple, but yeah, real nostalgic. Such a cool game. It's Kung Fu. Next up, this is a game my brother had. So my brother, I had the NES first, and then my brother got an NES, and he had the Mario, not Mario Duck Hunt, but just the standard like control deck with Mario Brothers. And he also had this game, which is a Boy and His Blob. And this is the American version, so the cover's a little bit different to what you're probably used to. But this is a cool game that we used to play, never beaten it. I mean, it's rock hard, and there's a lot of like what's the word, like hope for the best. Like, if you're not familiar with it, you're the main like person, and you have this blob thing, and you feed it jelly beans, and the jelly beans, whatever flavour jelly bean you feed the blob, he transforms into like, I'm trying to think the name of the, so a tangerine flavour would be a trampoline, and then you've got a cinnamon flavour would be like a blowtorch, and a licorice one would be a ladder, and so on. So there's different flavoured jelly beans, and you need to transform the blob into certain forms for you to progress through the levels. So it's really like interesting game design, but it's fucking hard as. So when you first start off, you think, what the hell do you do? And like, you end up walking into the thing, and you kind of go down some stairs into this subway area, and you feed him a punch jelly bean, which is a hole, and you can fall through the floor. So that you have to fall through floors in like where it's completely blind. You don't know what you're going to land on below. Through a lot of trial and error, you kind of know where you can make a hole and where you can't, because otherwise you could fall to your death in the cave below, if you like. So loads of trial and error, but it was fun, and it was a game we used to play back in the day. Never beating it, obviously, but I'm going to keep having a go at it. But yeah, just such nostalgic, such a cool little game. Right, next up is a game I used to play at a friend's house, and that is Captain Skyhawk. The guy called Adam lived down the road from me, in the same road, like literally around the corner. And he had a selection of games, which we'll come on to another time, because there's other games that I used to play at his, which I haven't yet got. Captain Skyhawk, such a cool game. Like, it's basically a vertical shoot 'em up. Very basic looking, obviously, it's not like a Gradius or anything like that, but it's a really cool game. And we never beat it back in the day, and I used to play this all the time and never beat it, and literally until like a few days ago, like the weekend, the first time I ever beat it. I could get to the final boss fairly consistently, but I could never beat it. Never beat the final boss until like literally the weekend. And the ending's really shit. Like, it literally, you blow the mother spaceship thing up. It's like a red, round octagon thing with lots of tentacles sticking off it, shooting bullets at you in all directions. I could never beat all of that because you get shot and die. And then once I beat down the outside, this like eyeball appears in the middle. You have to shoot that, and then it blew up, and it basically comes up like with like something you've destroyed, whatever it's called, and that's it. It says game over. I was like, oh, okay. so it was a bit of a disappointment. In fact, there wasn't much going on at the end. But yeah, such a really cool game. So yeah, that is Captain Skyhawk. And then next up is a game I'm currently playing, fucking balls hard. And this isn't a game that I owned back in the day, nor is it a game we rented or anything like that. This is a game that I saw in the Club Nintendo magazine as a kid. And back in the day, I was obsessed with anything like with like skeletons, skulls, horror, that kind of stuff. Like, it really fascinated me. And I remember seeing this artwork in the magazine, thinking, "Oh my god, that looks so cool!" And seeing like screenshots of the game. And the game is Castlevania 3: Dracula's Curse. I'm not sure. Obviously, I can't see what you're seeing right now, but I'll try and like hold it so hopefully it focuses. But the artwork on that game cover, like with like the guy with the whip, and you've got the skeleton, and like a dragon. Oh, it looks so cool, and the castle in the background, and the bat. And I remember seeing this in the magazine, thinking, "Oh my god, like I would love to fucking find that game one day." And I never saw it anywhere, like in town, like where I lived. There was like a Dixon's and a Woolworths. I never saw the game there. And if we went shopping, we would go to Lakeside Shopping Centre in Thurrock, and never saw it there either. So I never had this as a kid. I had owned this previously when I collected previously, but never really played it in any real depth. But this time, like I said, I'm buying the games and I'm determined to play through them and beat them. And this is fucking hard as. So I've been playing this for the last probably 6 weeks. You know, an hour or whatever at a time. At weekends, I'm playing it for a lot longer. Now, I'm not sure if you're familiar with this game, but those that you are, you'll know that there's branching paths. So after like the first couple of levels, when you beat the level, it comes up with a little map screen. You can choose like an upper path or the lower path. Now, all the way through this game, when I've had that option, I've been picking the lower path, thinking, right, I'll do the lower path all the way through this game, and then when I play it again, I'll choose the upper path, so I can then see like all the levels. But I literally didn't realise that the whole time I've been picking the harder level. So the lower route is the hardest route. So I'm like fucking busting my ass, like trying to beat it, and I'm like really struggling in certain areas. I kid you not. I was playing this at the weekend, and I've been stuck on level 6 since the 25th of November, I think 26th of November. I've got a picture of my password on my phone, and I can remember the date. So I've been stuck on level 6 for like nearly a month, right? I kid you not. I beat level 6, got to level 7 at the weekend, and I reckon I played level 7 over and over for about 3 hours. And I couldn't get past the end, couldn't get towards the end. Now I got to the end, I could get to the boss, and then I kept dying. And then literally like last night, I managed to beat it for the first time, like level 7, not the game. The boss has like 3 forms, like there's like 2 mummies, there's like some sort of like monster holding some sort of like hammer. And then it morphs into like some sort of gargoyle. I was like, fucking hell, like, it's just rock hard. Anyway, I beat it and I've got to level 8. And I've been messaging 8-bit Andy Hug. He's beating this game. And it's balls hard, but awesome game, and I'm really enjoying playing through it. So level 8 now, and I think it goes up to level 10, I think. But yeah, really cool game. Absolutely, like, yeah, hard, but I love it. So is that it? Yeah, that's it. So that is the stack. That is the first lot. Again, just going for those games, guys. I think there's a 10 there, 3, 6, 9, 10. Yeah, so 10 NES games. They're the first 10. Again, I've had them over the last few months. Really enjoying playing for them, guys. And in the next video, we'll do the SNES games. So I've also got some SNES on the shelf. So I'll show you those next. So guys, just want to say thanks for watching. I'm not sure how often these videos are going to be uploaded. As and when the house is free and when I can do them. Anyway guys, thanks for watching, and yeah, take it easy, and I shall catch you in the next one.